Hello everybody and welcome to another quick Dwarf Fortress tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to be talking about climbing. Now climbing is generally quite a scary subject for many people because it's a very easy way to fall to your horrible death. Now this is our coach here. This is Silob. Silob happens to be a very, very talented climber. Now you don't want to be attempting too many crazy acrobatics unless you do have some skill in climbing. So if you are going to attempt a lot of climbing, make sure you put at least a couple points into climbing when you start off as your adventurer. Now if we move up a layer and actually take a peek up above us, we can see that there's a tree above us. We are also standing right next to this tree trunk. Now a normal dwarf would simply walk up this ramp up to here on the higher level and then walk around on the tree. But we're going to climb the tree because we are a climber and that's what climbers do. So I'm going to move our dwarf down to right in front of this tree here. Then we either hit H on the keyboard or click on the climb or hold terrain button here. We're going to hold onto the hazel tree trunk, and when this little icon appears, it means that we are holding onto something. And now there's a few different ways we can move up. The easiest one is by moving up a layer and then clicking on the tree. When I click this, it gives us a pretty clear direction of where we are going to move. So to reiterate, we are holding onto this tree trunk. I'm going to use the mouse wheel to go up 1 Z level, and then I'm going to click where I would like to climb. I'm then going to click this button to climb into those branches. And now, as you can see, the dwarf has simply climbed up. We still have the icon, so we're still gripping. We're still in climbing mode. I can then move up another layer and then click on this. And we're going to move to the thick hazel tree branches. As you can see, the dwarf is continuing to climb vertically. We can then move up again and continue the process. Another way that we can climb is by using Shift key and directions. So if I hold down Shift and I hit the greater than or less than symbols, less than will let me climb down, which will allow us to climb down a layer. Greater than will allow us to climb up a layer. We're going to hold on to the hazel tree branches again and move up a layer and then up a layer, quite simply. And now we are more or less at the top of the tree. This also allows us to move right to left. So if I hold down Shift, we could then climb east and continue climbing. If I were to just move using the directions, either by clicking with the mouse or by tapping one of the arrow keys or the directional numpad, that would break the climbing. So we have to hold down Shift whenever we move. Now this can get a little tricky, but if you click on the climb button down here, you can also control this entirely with the mouse. If there's no floor branch, like one of these, directly beneath you, you can then hang from branches. So let's move over to here a little bit, and then move up a layer, back up to here, which I apparently can't reach. Oh, I see. He let go again. So now that we've gone down a layer, he let go of the branches again, jumping down, but we can get him to handlebar a little bit. So let's see if we can get him to hold the branches that are directly above him. And then see if we can climb over to this tree. We've now climbed over to the tree next door and are continuing to scale around. He's let go again, so we are going to then tell him to grab onto the trunk, and then we're going to move up a layer and tell him to move up. Now he has. Now we're going to try some really stupid acrobatics, which, once again, you really should not do unless you have some sort of horrific death wish. We're going to try and jump out of this tree. So let's move a little bit over here to the right, over another tile, and then I'm going to use the jump button. Now the jump button, well, when we're jumping and we are now in midair, is found by either hitting J on the keyboard or this. Once you are in midair, you have two options. You can grab onto something or do not alter actions. If you grab onto something, your dwarf will try, or your adventurer will try, to grab that thing and stop themselves from falling. Or alternatively, if you do not alter actions, you might just go splat. So let's see what we can do. We grabbed onto the branches and we are safe. We're now going to climb over here and kind of work our way towards the edge of this tree. Once again, we are no longer holding on, so let's grab onto the thick hazel tree branches again. I'm going to use the keyboard controls to climb up by hitting greater than, and then A, greater than, and then A, greater than, and then A, greater than. Okay, so now we are at the top of the tree. We're as high as we can go from what I can tell. We're going to move kind of south here, and we're going to try and jump from this tree into this tree. Now, this, once again, may make us just go splat, which I'm honestly totally fine with. So we do not alter any of our actions, and then we get another option. Once we've flown over that massive valley there, we're going to hold on to these ginkgo tree branches. And look at that. Just like that, our brave adventurer is safe with their acrobatics. We can then move down the tree by holding on, once again, grabbing onto the ginkgo tree, and moving down slowly. So let's move down a layer, tell him to climb down, move down a layer, and climb down. And, ooh, that's a little tricky. Let's see if we can climb over. I did not want you to go up. I wanted you to go down, friend. And just like that, we should be able to jump off the tree down to safety. Do not alter actions, do not alter actions, do not alter actions, and there we go. We have now landed safe and sound. So let's try one more piece of acrobatics here. We're going to start on the ground, and we're going to jump to right here. We're going to try and grab onto these tree branches as soon as they come into range. And just like that, we are now holding onto the tree branches. We can climb up, we can climb into the tree, and then jump from one more tree into another one. We're going to jump from here safely all the way across without altering actions until we start to fall through the tree, and then we grab onto the branches. From there, we're going to jump again. Do not alter actions. Safe and sound. A little bit more dwarf parkour just to show that it wasn't a fluke. We're going to not alter our actions and then grab onto the tree. Then we are going to click on the pear tree branches, move over to it, and using the keyboard, we're going to do our best to climb down. And just like that, we have dismounted the tree. Thank you very much for watching this very quick Dwarf Fortress tutorial about climbing. And this, by the way, is a dwarven settlement that is taking up residence inside of an elven settlement. So, well, that's a lot of pairs right there. Many pairs of dwarves. These are all military dwarves who have taken over some elven residences and appear to just be eating the fruit and hanging out in the trees, which is why I thought this would be a good spot for this tutorial. If you would like to see more tutorials like this about Adventure Mode or just Dwarf Fortress things in general, please check out this YouTube channel. I have a huge playlist of both Fortress and Adventure Mode tutorials. I'm Blind, and you can find me at twitch.tv/blindrl. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.